What is going on, my fellow Masketeers? Welcome back to another episode, and we are here talking about DC's new film, Black Adam, starring Wayne "The Rock" Johnson, Big Rocky, and the Justice Society of America. With this film, we follow Ted Adam, who was a slave in Conduct 5,000 years ago. Him, his wife, his son, they were under the tyrannical reign of a mad king who believed himself to be a god. Life was pretty much hell. It was hell on earth. He was chosen by the wizard, or the council of wizards, did I say, to become the first champion, the one who would hold the powers of Shazam. He then took those powers to liberate Conduct, but he kind of went a little bit too far with it. He went very left. He began as a hero, as a liberator, but in the end, it didn't go so well. He was overtaken by his rage, which essentially forced all of the wizards to end up sealing him away. Now, 5,000 years have passed. A chain of events. Current day residents of Conduct are literally trying to liberate their country because it's been taken over by Intergang, and they are an international, I'm guessing, criminal organization, which have some crazy tech, I should add, some crazy tech. And they have taken over the country, but they believe that they can find a weapon that will liberate them. So they're after a crown. That's what they're after. They think that the crown will help shift the balance of power in their favor and get rid of the foreign invaders. When they are trying to retrieve it, Intergang intercepts them, and what ends up happening is that one of the freedom fighters, she happens to read the transcribe within the tomb, and it's actually something that is referring to the champion, Ted Adam. And so she summons him, believing that he can help liberate Kondak. And yeah, once he comes, we realize it's not the Adam, or it's not the champion that she thinks. And he definitely is no hero. And so what ends up happening is that he goes on a one-man tirade, just taking out anything and everything that's in his path, which is, again, very interesting. I would definitely say that when it comes to just the action and how Black Adam moves, whoa, absolutely whoa. But throughout the course of the film, we kind of get Black Adam's story and the events that truly happened 5,000 years ago, which again is something very interesting because it's a departure from the comic book. Due to Black Adam being a threat, Amanda Waller essentially contacts the Justice Society and tells them that she needs them to put him down. She has a cell waiting for him, but she needs them to capture him. And so the Justice Society goes to take on Black Adam, and they consist of Hawkman, Dr. Fate, Cyclone, and Adam Smash. So they go to Kondak. I'm butchering this place, probably Kondak or Cognac, like the drink, you know what I mean? Cognac, Kondak, to face off. They all decide to come together to go into stop Black Adam. It doesn't go according to plan, but they definitely give it all they have. Now, we then discover that the crown, which they're actually looking for, is tied into a much greater plot. It is, in a sense, the reverse or the opposite of what Black Adam is and how he got his powers. And really and truly, that's the film in and of itself without giving too much away. Let me give you the good. I would say that for me, the one thing which I'll definitely take away is the action and the tone in some part. The action in this film was really good. I felt that it was darker than the standard superhero movie, but not too dark because it has a PG-13 rating. Even with that, it definitely didn't feel like a full-on PG-13 because the action was hard-hitting, and there were a couple of moments when Black Adam did some stuff and I thought to myself, oh wow, yeah, that's actually quite good. So visually was definitely a highlight in terms of how he moved and his power set as well. I think they did a really good job in making his power set, even though it's the same as Shazam, very different in how he uses it and his ideology. You can see that affects the manifestation of his abilities, which I thought was really good. I'll also say the story, especially Black Adam's backstory, for me, that was done really well. I think it's a nice departure or change from the comic books. I always like when they're able to take something that's been established and make it better in a way. And for me, I felt that the change which they did for the movie worked really well, especially if you're trying to make him an anti-hero and at some point become a hero. You can't make them too far gone, but at the same time, you understand why he is what he is. So I really did like that a lot. And the acting was good for the most part. You know, I don't really expect it like to be amazing over the top acting whenever it comes to these big blockbusters, but I felt that it did enough. I just felt it was a little little bit weird that he learned English in a matter of moments and he was American. That's my only thing. I don't know, maybe Rock isn't really good at accents in a sense. But I would have thought that maybe if he had a little bit of an accent, if he didn't sound American, then that might have worked better for me. But apart from that, let me get into my bad. I would say, back to the tone, certain parts I felt that they didn't really suit because they had to remember that, oh yeah, it's a PG-13, so we have to throw a little bit of some humor in there. And don't get me wrong, this wasn't over the top humor and it wasn't silly cartoonish humor, but I felt like certain parts the humor didn't really sit well, or it was more of a clash of ideas slash genres, because certain parts I was thinking to myself, wait, hold on, that doesn't really make a lot of sense. It just didn't gel well with the tone of the film for me. So I would say that part wasn't really too much good. Definitely was a detractor. The ending, there was a lot of cheesy parts, and again, it goes down to it being, oh, it's a superhero movie and you need to have the moments of being a superhero, and that's where I thought to myself, nah, not really. But there was a lot of cheese towards the end, a couple of cringe moments where I just thought to myself, nah, this could have been done better. It definitely is outdated. It felt like this is something that would happen like in an early 2000 movie, but now not so much. We've kind of moved past that, so I felt that definitely could have been done differently. So as for my verdict, I will give Black Adam, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I personally enjoyed it. I thought it was a good movie, especially for what it was. It's trying to do a lot, where it's trying to essentially re-establish the DC extended universe, take what came before, build upon it, but still lead it in a new direction and chart its own path. And me personally, I feel that was a monumental task which it was given, and I feel it, for the most part, it really did, because it felt fresh. That's one thing I'll definitely say. As somebody who's suffering from superhero movie fatigue, Black Adam felt fresh to me. It didn't feel like a Marvel movie. It felt like its own thing. And if that's the case, then yes, let them carry on this path. I feel like they should embrace a bit more of the darker tones and keep the same energy. Don't become like Marvel, where you're trying to make it too lighthearted. You can have jokes in there, but again, make the jokes make sense within the context of the story. There was a few things which I felt to myself didn't work, but overall, I thought it was a good film. I thought Dwayne did his thing. He carried the film as he always does. He wasn't all the way bad like I thought he should have been. I thought he should have been like the way he was when he first entered the Fast and Furious franchise, where he was literally just take no prisoners and give me that raw energy, and eventually he gradually changes kind of thing. But apart from that, overall, yeah, I liked them. Those are my thoughts and my opinions. Guys, let me know what you thought of the film if you've seen it. Sound off in the comment. And like always, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you at the next masquerade. Peace.